organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV,
a very happy birthday to the University of Iowa, scrumptious desserts in celebration.
And student athletes asking for paychecks, what non-athletes have to say.
And in sports, more on the Iowa basketball social media ban.
Daily Iowan TV is ready to go. Good evening, I'm Brianna Jett.
And I'm Matt Starnes.
University of Iowa President Sally Mason apologized during a presidential forum Tuesday morning, saying, quote, "I am sorry for the pain my words caused." Mason told the Daily Iowan last week that sexual assault is not completely unavoidable given human nature. This caused an uproar on campus, leading to student protests on Sunday and Monday. Mason later released a statement saying, quote, "There is no excuse for such behavior." The university is now working with students to change campus sexual assault policies. The university announced today Mason will be hosting a listening session Thursday at the IMU to get input from the UI community on the issue.
While the flurries have subsided for now, a social media storm drove students and faculty at the University of Iowa to the Hubbard Commons in the IMU Tuesday with the promise of free cupcakes. I went over to learn there was a special birthday to celebrate.
Free cupcakes is a pretty sweet deal any day, but Tuesday's celebration, organized by the Campus Activities Board to commemorate the UI's 167th birthday, had a bit of an extra sugar buzz on social media.
I saw it on Instagram and Facebook, all the pictures of the cupcakes, and so I came down and got one, and there were still some there. It's tasting great.
CAB gave away 1,000 cupcakes, frosted in black and gold, and arranged in the shape of a tiger hawk. Traditions Director Mike Montgomery said he hopes this will be the first of many UI birthday celebrations organized by CAB.
This is the first time we've done anything with a birthday, but the other stuff we're trying to do is just combine with Students Day Alumni tomorrow to do Senior Week to commemorate seniors last week on campus, stuff like that. So that's another tradition we're trying to develop further.
Students won prizes at the event by spinning the wheel. They got extra shots at t-shirts or an iPhone speaker if they filled out a small survey. Other prizes included color-changing cups, University of Iowa birthday buttons, and vouchers for future CAB events.
One of the biggest entrepreneurial efforts to begin in the Iowa City area might have to be our very own Poncheros. The Mexican grill located on South Clinton Street was the first of its kind back in 1992, and now there are 65 locations across the United States. Poncheros is set to open 16 new locations this year in Connecticut, Michigan, and New Jersey. Last year, they expanded their services by selling their hot sauces online. It ended up being a very successful move for the chain. Poncheros says they hope to open 70 additional restaurants within the next 5 years.
And now it's time for this week's edition of Street Chatter. We choose a topic and hear what you've got to say about it. We'll hand it over to our own Aaron Faust and see what the chatter is. Aaron?
Hey guys, this week we're diving into sports. Getting paid to play are what most athletes dream of as a kid, but this doesn't really happen until you go to the minor or major leagues. But one college football team says it's time to pay up. Daily Iowan TV's Brandon Bittner went to the campus rec center to see what students think of college athletes getting paid.
Northwestern University's football team is attempting to unionize this week and have been able to plead their case in court. Here's what fellow Hawkeye students have to say.
I definitely don't think the university should sell their images or allow their images to be used for profit if they're not going to pay the athletes, because I think that's very unfair.
But if they do get a full ride scholarship, I would say that's about $35,000 a year that they are getting paid.
They should be paid for all the time that they put in and the money that they make for the university.
I don't know how I feel about this, but I've been told I am a pretty tough linebacker. Watch out, Northwestern. Coach Ferentz has a new power player. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Last night in the Meskwaki settlement near Tama, Iowa, a 17-year-old male was killed. After a long day of drinking alcohol and smoking meth, 20-year-old Jonathan Youngbear stabbed the teenager after what seemed to be an intense argument, according to a witness. This is the third reported homicide in the Meskwaki settlement in just the last month alone. Youngbear made his first appearance in the Tama County Courthouse today, where he was charged with first-degree murder.
Coming up next on Daily Iowan TV.
Setting a new record, a crystal found overseas with is now the oldest known artifact on Earth.
And in sports, a final update on how former Hawkeyes fared at the NFL Combine.
But first, we're going to turn it over to Daily Iowan TV's own Kelly O'Lean for updates on this bitter cold weather. Kelly?
Thanks, guys. Let's talk weather. That polar vortex we all thought was gone, well, it's made its return. We're going to have clear skies these next few days. But just when you thought it's safe to break away from that cold ice and snow, think again. Tomorrow we'll have clear skies all day with a high of -3 in the morning. However, the temperature will make its way back up to positive numbers with a high of 11 in the afternoon and a warm 17 overnight. Breaking it down, those clear skies will stick with us Wednesday with a high of 21 and a low of -12 and stay until Thursday with a high of 0 and a low of -13. Remember to bundle up on your way to class. Don't let that sun fool you. Exposed skin can develop frostbite in just a matter of minutes. Friday will start the weekend with a high of 60% chance of snow, but gives us warmth with a high of 20 and a low of 1 degree. Like that snow, those temperatures will drop into Saturday with a high of 12 and a low of 5 degrees. Sunday will be a great day to stay in and study for midterms with a 40% chance of snow, including a high of 15 and a low of 5 degrees. Just like that polar vortex, the snow will continue throughout the weekend and into next week, kicking off with a 30% chance of snow on Monday, along with a high of 18 and a low of 0 degrees. Be sure to dress warm and have the proper footwear walking to and from class and to avoid slipping on the ice and catching frostbite. That's a wrap on weather. Take it away.
Cats are pouncing back to perfect health at the Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center after an extended closure and quarantine thanks to a virus. A few cats were diagnosed with a viral infection on February 7th, but not to worry, the felines are back to health and ready for adoption.
And now for a look at what's happening beyond Iowa. Arizona Governor Jan Brewer will decide this week whether to sign a bill into law that would allow businesses in the state to refuse service to gay and lesbian citizens on the grounds of religious beliefs. The bill has passed both the State House and the Senate, but is waiting for approval by the governor. Her decision, as of now, is up in the air. But if the bill passes, Arizona citizens are worried out-of-state businesses will slowly decrease their presence in Arizona. Brewer is expected to make her decision Friday.
Scientists have dated the Earth to being nearly 4.5 billion years old as of Sunday. Researchers have found one of the world's oldest chunks of history. In 2001, an ancient crystal was found in the rural parts of Western Australia. The crystal has gone through years of examination since its discovery, and in Sunday's Nature Geoscience journal, the crystal was confirmed to be almost 4.4 billion years old. Before this discovery, the oldest known artifact was 3.8 billion years old, putting it behind this crystal by almost a billion years.
And this last weekend in Hawkeye sports was so jam-packed, our sports staff is still talking about it. We'll hand it back over to our own Aaron Faust to catch us up. Aaron?
Hey guys, and welcome back to another packed day in Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. Aaron Faust flying solo tonight. We'll start off more on men's basketball team's social media ban. As you probably have heard by now, Fran McCaffrey has banned the use of social media for the rest of the season after a controversial tweet from Zach McCabe following the Hawks' loss to Wisconsin. Jalen Socek has more on the story.
Monday morning news came that Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffrey told his players to immediately shut down their Twitters for the remainder of the season. The news came 2 days after senior Zach McCabe sent out a profane tweet towards Hawkeye fans. The tweet was only up for 9 minutes, but damage was already done. Prior to the tweet, McCabe's Twitter was flooded with illicit tweets from Iowa fans after the loss to Wisconsin. Iowa was down 3 points with 17 seconds left when McCabe took the final shot of the game. McCabe had the wide-open go-ahead three when he airballed. Iowa lost 79-74, and many angry fans took it out on the senior.
Yeah, I had a good shot. I had slipped out of my hands going up. There's no mistake for it, but it was probably the best we've run it. So, it was a wide shot. Just slipped out of my hands.
McCaffrey not new to dealing with angry fans. Last week, McCaffrey dealing with a call-in to his radio show of a fan bashing McCabe. McCaffrey quick to defend his senior, suggesting that the fan find a new team to root for. McCabe not the only Hawk to take flack from the Hawkeye fans. Here's Woodbury shushing fans after proving that, yes, he actually can dunk.
I mean, you could say that. I mean, everybody's been on me a case about dunking and stuff, so I mean, showing that I can actually do it is it's always fun. But I mean, everybody wants to make a bigger deal out of it than it is.
You just laugh about it. I mean,
yeah, it's nothing to me. I mean, it's just a part of the game, and I guess I'm not a highlight type of player.
The relationship between fans and athletes, not always so pleasant, but have the Hawkeye faithfuls cross the line on this one. Jalen Socek, Daily Iowan TV Sport.
Thanks, Jalen. Men's basketball wasn't the only team out on the court this past weekend. Bluter's bunch used a late rally to come back and beat Michigan in Ann Arbor. 74-70, freshman starter Allie Disterhoff was happy to get a hard-fought road win.
On the road, you're always going to have to respond to different forms of adversity. I mean, they're a great team. They're going to make runs. We're going to make runs too. But, you know, when we got down with 4 minutes left, again, we just came together, talked it out, and said we're going to finish this game. We're going to get that win. And I think everyone believed, and, you know, we got that win.
Tom Brand's crew beat Wisconsin 28-10 Sunday afternoon. To see how it all went down, let's throw it over to Matt's side crew, who has the highlights.
Iowa heading to the UW Fieldhouse to take on the Badgers, and they get a really good start from Corey Clark at 125.
Indeed they do. Corey Clark wrestling a top 10 opponent in Ryan Taylor of Wisconsin. You see Corey's able to flip him over. He's able to readjust and be patient enough to get that fall right there. Iowa up 6-0 right out of the gate. You see all the Hawkeye fans there in Madison loving what they're getting out of their lighter weights.
And Corey Clark running off, and Tony Ramos would follow up Corey Clark with the same result.
Absolutely, he would. You see Tony here running a bar arm on the backup 133-pounder for Wisconsin. We're hoping that he would wrestle Tyler Graff, who kind of a neat little rivalry they have there between Ramos and Graff. But Ramos getting the backup, makes quick work of him there, a third period fall.
Derek St. John, you're not going to see it here. He dropped his match 3-1 to Isaac Jordan, so it was 15-7 heading into the intermission, and they got right back on track at 165 with Nick Moore.
That's right, Kevin. Here's Nick Moore and Ben Cox wrestling. See, Moore's going to shoot in on Cox's left leg, trip him for the takedown. He would finish with an 18-4 major. Tallied a ton of takedowns. This will go right to Mike Evans. Evans battling here with Legal of Wisconsin. So you flip him over. Evans is going to turn here for the 2-point takedown. That was in the third period. That's the only takedown Evans had in that match.
Well, it was 22-7 at that point, and Ethan Lofthouse pretty much sealed up the win for Iowa.
Absolutely, he did. There was still a slim chance that Wisconsin could come back against Iowa, but Ethan Lofthouse put that to rest. A quick 11-5 decision over Iskowski of Wisconsin. You see here Lofthouse picking up a single, able to trip him down, get the easy two. Lofthouse recorded 3 takedowns in his match, an 11-5 decision. Iowa ultimately taking the duel 28-10.
Hawkeyes currently in Indy for the NFL Combine wrapped up their workouts yesterday. Tight end C.J. Fedorowicz was one of the big winners of the week. Fedorowicz clocked the quickest times and the 3-cone drill and 20-yard shuttle out of all tight ends, setting himself to be picked as high as the 2nd round, according to some draft experts. Linebacker Christian Kirksey worked out just 3 events, with his best performance coming in the broad jump, good for the 5th best among linebackers. The other 2 linebackers, Jay Morris and Anthony Hitchens, competed in all 6 events. Hitchens beat out Morris in the 40-yard dash and the bench press, but Morris topped Hitchens in the broad jump, vertical jump, 3-cone drill, and 20-yard shuttle. The NFL draft begins May 8th. That's all for tonight's show. Tune in tomorrow for the debut and a new segment, What It Takes. But for now, back to you at the desk.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you hear what the headlines will be in Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan.
Gateway project approved. Learn about the designs for the project the City Council went over in tonight's meeting.
And seeking a fresh pair of eyes. Read why the Iowa City Chamber of Commerce wants young entrepreneurs on their team.
But before we leave you tonight, we had some visitors here today at the Daily Iowan TV studio. Cub Scout Pack 201 had a chance to sit at the anchor desk and visit with Daily Iowan staff. We certainly had a great time with the extra hands on deck this afternoon. We hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, or you can find us anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching. Have a great night.